Hey everybody, Jody Brown here, and I wanted to come in and do a quick video on how to start, kind of like a beginner's guide to intermittent fasting. So it is a lot easier than it might sound at first, and it might sound scary at first with the word fasting in it, but it is super easy, has so many medical benefits, and it's really a way for your body to burn fat for fuel and to extend the amount of time that it's in that state of fat burning mode. So first of all, there are a lot of medical benefits, and I encourage you to Google it, research it, and learn more about it. It is super fascinating to see how it's not just what we eat, but when we eat and all the benefits that can have for our bodies. So one of the main ones that draws a lot of people into intermittent fasting is weight loss. It is awesome for that benefit as your body kicks into a state where it is burning your fat for fuel for many, many hours of the day. But I also wanted, before we get into that, I wanted to focus also on the other anti-aging benefits. So between the time when you stop eating and start eating again, your body produces HGH, and that's our human growth hormone. And it is only produced during those times between eating. So when we give our digestive system a break from breaking down the foods, digesting it, and doing everything that it has to do, it allows our body to focus on repairing and healing its cells, which is what the HGH hormone does. It focuses on the healing of our bodies and the cell improvements, and that can lead to skin improvements, looking younger, feeling better. I mean, literally helps our body heal itself. So many benefits. But I just wanted to give a little background on how you can easily get started with this, and to make you aware that it's not so intimidating. If you've heard about it, or you've been scared of this fasting term, or maybe you've heard of the 16 to 8 hours. Let me give a background, and then maybe it'll feel a little bit easier for you. So intermittent fasting is basically you are eating in windows that are ideal for fat burn. You are extending the time period that your body is in that state of burning the fat. So literally, it's working with your hormones. So working with those human growth hormones, working with the hormones in your body to optimize the results. So if you think about it, we fast every day. When you go to bed at night, you aren't eating until you get up in the morning. And that's why we have breakfast. It's literally breaking your fast. So if we extend the time from the end of your last meal to the beginning of your next meal, if that makes sense. So if you extend the time between when you finish dinner at night to when you start eating the next day, you're in that state of fasting longer, and your body is created to go those longer periods of time and then eat. But if we graze all day, we're not giving our body any chance to burn that stored fat. So it really can cause you to flatline when you graze all day long. So this is super important because it gives your body and your digestive system that time to take a break and let your body do its fat burning process. A lot of people couple this with the ketogenic diet, which is low carb. And the reason being is so that you have higher fats, so that your body, when it is in that fat burning mode, it's not just burning what you're eating, it's burning the fats that are stored within your body, because you have those in the right amounts, because that's what you're focusing on eating. So a lot of people will try to stick to less than the 30 net carbs per day. And with keto, when you're having the lower carbs and higher fats, you will often find that you're actually not as hungry, and you can go longer periods of time without eating, so you're able to reach those goals even faster. So to break it down simply, one of the most common, this is not a requirement, but one of the most common intermittent fasting windows is our 16 to 8. You may have heard of that, but it's super simple. It just means that you're eating everything within an 8-hour window, and then you're fasting for 16 hours. That does not mean you're eating constantly for 8 hours, but you're consuming all of your intake within those 8 hours. So then your body can detoxify, it can release that stored fat and burn the fat for fuel. It's not constantly trying to play catch up with the foods that you are constantly eating if you're grazing throughout the day. So it gets your body running optimally. So one example, you could start eating, actually let's go the other way. You stop eating at 8 p.m. and then your first meal the next day is at noon. Now during this time, you can have water, you can have coffee, you can have exogenous ketones, anything that is below 50 calories. And so you can add like creamers and stuff to your coffee, but you have to make sure that the total sum of your caloric intake in those 16 hours is less than 50 calories. Some people will be able to do this strictly with water. Other people will use the coffee and the creamer to help, but just make sure that it stays below the 50 calories, because the purpose and one of the goals is not to create an insulin spike in your blood sugar, because then that will cause your body to stop producing that HGH, and you want that to continue producing so that you get your body running optimally. When you're during your 8-hour window, and obviously I gave an 8 p.m. to 12 noon, but you could do, maybe you do better if you do 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., whatever it might be, whenever your schedule works for how you can adjust your meals, do that. But when you're hungry, eat. This is not a starvation thing. This is not for you to go and feel like your stomach is growling all day long. When you're hungry, you eat. If you're not hungry, don't worry about eating. If that ends up being 3 meals a day, great. If it ends up being 3 meals a day and some snacks, fine. But, you know, if you're with the ketogenic diet, you're also going to be having all those foods that are high in fat. They're going to keep you full longer. You can have your meats, your cheeses, your Alfredo sauces, like zucchini pasta with cheese, but you just want to stay away from the sugars, the breads, those types of things. So it's really, I know it might sound intimidating to do the 50 calories in those 16 hours, but your body's going to be running optimally. And you might get hungry the first 3 days you do this. Not gonna lie, that might be the hardest period of time that you have. But after you get through those first 3 days, you're going to really start to notice a difference and start to see and feel the benefits with the intermittent fasting. So if you are just getting started and you want kind of a transition window, try going low carb for 1 week first. So less than 30 net carbs per week. Less than 30 net carbs per day. Try that for 1 week, first of all. And then try to start incorporating the intermittent fasting if you want to, and see the benefits to it. You can do it every day. There are people who do it every day. You could do it twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. It's beneficial to you however many days you can do it. People often will start doing it maybe 3 to 5 times a week and then work their way up even more when they start to see how beneficial it is to them. But don't put pressure on yourself to do it every day at first if you don't want to. This is a change. It's a transition. Go into it slowly. Start with those lower carbs and then start introducing the intermittent fasting, letting your hormones in your body really start working well together. Can you work out with this? Yes, it will actually help your body burn more fat. So of course, if that is part of your goal, weight loss and fat burn, yes, you can work out. And then obviously, intermittent fasting helps to optimize the results of a ketogenic diet if you are following that as well. If you look up people who are in incredible shape, who like athletic wise, bodybuilding wise, whatever, you'll see that a lot of people are doing intermittent fasting because of all these benefits and its ability to help you bust through that excess fat. So start slow, and do your research, look it up, see what benefits it is, and see how it could be good for you. And then try it. Try it one day, and then maybe try it another day. Maybe start with 2 to 3 times a week, and then work your way up. But so many benefits to intermittent fasting. I hope this helps you to see that it is not that complicated. You get to still eat. You eat when you're hungry. It's just during a shorter period of time, because that's how our bodies are designed. They aren't designed to need to eat all day long, all the time that we are awake. They are designed to work optimally, to be at the best performance, and to burn that fat for fuel, so that then we can start eating during a certain window, giving our body what it needs, and then letting it rest and letting it produce those hormones to help our bodies with the anti-aging, the weight loss, all those benefits that we so much want and look for.